Just minutes ago, we saw the horrifying truth. Drew isn't just recovering slowly, he is being kept intentionally powerless. While Willow smiles for Michael and the cameras, she is using a secret cocktail of drugs to ensure Drew never tells the truth about what she's done. We have the footage of their private confrontation, and the look in Willow's eyes proves she is no longer the woman we once loved. Stay tuned, because Drew's silent plea for help is about to be answered by the last person you'd expect. Hello everyone and welcome. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the support and give this video a thumbs up. Our decision is finally made regarding the case against Michael. Willow is embracing her new role. On today's episode of G's, we see Ada Turner making a decision about Michael Dressy running Brooklyn and Laura offering hope to Willow. On arriving in Dan's office, Kai discovers the commish. Nathan and Ada Turner patently waiting. Michael may have had access to Dre's keys, so they summon him to a meeting to inquire. Not at all, replies Kai. 3 law enforcement officers are perplexed as he turns off the system and departs. Has Willow succeeded? Dent buys into Harrison Chess' denial even though it appears like Chess put the key. They have encountered an excessive number of obstacles. According to Justin, this is a cold case inquiry. Well, that was easy. Surprise agrees with her and those two and nothing goes along. Tyler feels they went after the proper guy, but he will got off free so there is nothing to do. Christina shows off Charlie's. Christina, Jacinda, and Michael check out Charlie all passed up. Then Sony steps in with a white green. It looks brand new. Then conversation goes to the Congresswoman Willow Cain story and Christina is startled and outragged and they are all mystified about why Laura changed her mind. Sony merely glances around and pretends foolish. He doesn't agree with Laura but respects her perspective. Christina's outright but Sony tells her they need to settle off. Michael will never be charged. Sony will handle it. And as Jinda saying that maybe Willow ultimately standing on her own 2 feet may surprise us all. Dent summons Michael and Tracy warns Brooklyn. Tracy and Brooklyn takes a spot of tea to catch up and for Tracy to encourage her granddaughter to convince Chase to Avonton his grudge against Michael. Asking Michael to leave isn't an option, but she indicates that asking Chase. Maybe Brooklyn is backing Chase and swears he didn't plant the key, but she did offer her husband an ultimatum. Adoption or inquiry. Chess selected her, so take that grandmother. Spoiler alert, Tracy doesn't. She still has her reservations. Willow is a professional victim. James meets Ned as he gets home only to get grilled on how his priorities look a bit wrong. They are more with his ex than his wife. Despite Chason said that Brooklyn cool with this, Ned doesn't want her divided between him and her family. He isn't not prioritizing his wife and his marriage. Antoinette frames this as trying to protect Chess from making the same errors he has in life. Chess apologies if he ever made the Querines question. His dedication to Brooklyn he will make it right and he will possess for some press shots with a paralyzed Jew and it's truly horrific. Laura drops in just in time to be placed in the photo with them. Then asks straight blank if Willow will work for the people or be a complete Drew and simply be vindictive. Willow believes she will serve the constitutes which makes Laura pleased. Anyway, Laura beats Drew a speedy recovery and all shortly before Ezra Bow temporarily portrayed by Patrick Scott Lewis stops in next followed straight by Kai. Laura pulls Ezra out in the hall to say it's too evident right now for Sidwell to start manipulating strings. Let everything come off fast. Adra just threatens Willow and Laura and makes it plain the threads are being pulled. He tries playing it off like he is worried about them though and he just in over his head with Sidwell. What a swell person inside. Kai feels Willow in on the PCP meeting and offers to assist her find new interns. Willow though wants him to continue on stuff once he leaves. Laura and Ira give opposing images of Willow working with Sidwell. Laura advises Willow not to. Trina goes home to discover Podia and Curtis preparing to say farewell to the home together. Traz astonished gently guide her through how the whole divorce process works. You know, separating others and everything. Then they all hug as a family swearing they will always be there for Trina. Lucy rushes there in a whirlwind before Trina can even catch her breath, and Curtis works her around to check out the upgrades. Trina's just upset, but Port speaks the memories with her, knowing that home or no house, the memories they formed won't disappear. Lucy and Curtis get back down and Trina runs out. But then Pia signs the paperwork and Curtis simply can't do it. Outside, Trina encounters Kai, who fills her in on everything, including Willow being him to remain one. Despite Trina's terror, Kai maintains he needs to keep an eye on Drew and keep him safe. And in the show's final moments, Brooklyn and Chess head out for a surprise date night. The second they are gone, Tracy bushes Ned of any impression that Chess listened to him. Willow's manipulative monster Christina and Ginda head out. So sundown to meet him. She informs him the shooting inquiry is dropped. Michael's okay. So he can stop pretending to be interested in her. I'm not pretending. Laurent leaves Willow to ponder things out. He cautions the mayor that she is making everything worse. Inside, Willow informs Drew that her strategy isn't working. But now she has this job which she is determined is even better than her plan. Dent meantime tells Michael that the probe is being dropped, but there is no avenue to cleanse his reputation. He will constantly be under suspicion, and outdoors Brooklyn and Chase kiss and become all romantic. Then she turns and oh my god, she gasps. On the next General Hospital, Sony has an admission to make. We are guessing to Justin. General Hospital spoilers. Tuesday, March 3rd was proposal for Carly J's mystery passion. Jason Johnson's bad news. JS spoilers for Tuesday, March 3rd that Joelle will have an offer for Carly Spencer to ponder as an on-character travels to gas, and Jashan Morgan will also have a distressing news to make. So here is what fans may expect. So starters, Porter Robinson will question why Curtis Ashford wants to keep the house all of a sudden, considering he was previously in agreement about selling it. However, Curtis has been dropping on Porta at soothe Trina Robinson about the sale and has had a chance of heart. Curtis may claim they are still a family and should have a location that will always feel like home to Trina even if they are not living together longer. Portia will be affected over whatever Curtis says on Tuesday episode, but she may remind him that he is with Jordan Ashford and on if she ought to be happy with moving in there if that day comes. Next, Jordan will proceed on the hospital where Bit West was born will quiz her whether Britt's inquiries are about Portia or Jordan's own health. Some pregnancy signs should be on the way for Jordan, too. Jers will see Jordan take a pregnancy test at some point this week. So, Curtis may have another round of unexpected news in his future. As for Harrison, Chess and Brooklyn, they will understand they just uncovered a owned body. Brooklyn and Chess will make sure this person is hurried to Jay for treatment. But the female mystery patient won't be breathing when she arrives. Will this passion be someone fans recognize, or possibly a day player who is there for a specific purpose? If this woman is subset and she pregnant and her kid lives without a mom, then it may open the door to Chase and Brooklyn auding their first child sooner than intended. Whatever the case, Brooklyn and Chase will wind up alerting Nathan West about their awful findings soon enough. Meanwhile, Jason will have some painful data to disclose to Tracy Quartermaine and Alexis Davies. It will pertain to Danny Morgan and will necessitate disciplinary action for as far as Tracy concerned. However, it may not necessarily be Danny who Tracy's upset at. There have been some signs about Danny perhaps having some difficulties at school. Thus, another kid may be targeting him in some way. When Carrie makes a return journey to Windmere, Sidwell will have a proposition for her to chew about. Carrie will hear Sidwell out and to take an opportunity to snoop a little. So that may lead to her uncovering a part to the catchcoms. And now Carly may get a chance to overhear his Tanner or two while she is there. So stay tuned for all the drama that's building. In the meanwhile, Marurios will meet up with Lucas Jones in the hospital where he may reveal he has raised a hurdle when it comes to stealing a vial of Brit medication. At Charlie's pub, Sonic Korean Thoughts will say he is still interested in pursuing things with Ada Justin Turner, but she will believe they both know it would be a terrible mistake. General Hospital spoilers predict Sony will disagree and hope that he can win Justin over, so he will put those dim plays of his to good use. JC spoilers a plot romantic chose to reunite Nathan and Maxie. JC spoilers revealed that Liesl Abra may decide to let her cunning side come out to play, and Liesl might turn to harsh methods when it comes to forcing Nathan West and Maxie Jones back together. So let's Annie a couple of love blowouts that may be developing. JS viewers know Eric was truly hoping for Maxie to reconnect with Nathan following her coma. Walking Liesl anticipated true love would find its way and literally show to Damien Spiney toward the exit door, was hoping Maxie and nothing might resume up where they left off, but so much has changed for Maxie in the 7 years that he has been gone. Maxie finally forced to let Nathan go as she is developing a new life with his penalty and wants to keep on to it. Now that Maxie has picked his penalty, Liesl is going to pitch a tantrum. There is no possibility of Rex just going to take the news that Maxie pushed her Nathan aside in favor of her current life partner. Liesl is the sort of woman who isn't afraid to get her hands dirty to obtain what she wants. Abra is also the sort of interfering mother who is eager to take control of the situation when it comes to her kids. With all that in mind, Liesl looks set to play matchmaker despite Max's decision. As far as object concerned, Maxie may only need a little assistance recalling her spark with Nathan and recapturing what they have lost. And likewise, Subra may attempt to get through to Nathan and encourage him to fight for Maxie. But there might be a significant hurdle standing in the way since Nathan now has emotions for Lulu Spencer. Liesl may have another incentive to lash out once a break finds out about Lulu and Nathan potentially pursuing a romantic future. That will give her even more desire to meddle. You can guarantee Liesl won't appreciate the thought of Lulu being her daughter-in-law one day. Act when she is ready to dive into her back for streaks. This may be one of those instances. So, Nathan's bond with Lulu might be interrupted if Liesl has her way. Plus, object may set the objective of blowing apart Max's connection with his family and sending her back into Nathan's arms instead. It appears probable Liesl would do all in her ability to make sure Nathan and Nye end up together. But will her plan actually work? Maxie and Nathan, both happy, are ready to move on at this point. But things might change depending on where the plot goes from here, and regardless of, will offer some shockers and shakeups in the following episode. It seems Liesl may even tune to Breed Westman for support, but Breed may have more urgent concern to take care of. GSS Pauls predict will bring some shocks to Nathan, Lulu, Maxie, and Spinelli. So remain with us. Will GS be a chance to man? Then this is over. Being held prisoner and unable to move to communicate could transfer him. General Hospital D is being kept hostage by his wife and all he can do is blink. Will this time make him recognize the mistake of this ways and who Willow is holding Drew prisoner and he is unable to move or communicate? Drew has been a bad person for the last few years. Drew used to be a terrific person. He may emerged out of this transformed guy. He is a hard guy to redeem, but it has been done before. Snorts, Drew has spent the previous few years tormenting everyone in Port Charles save Willow, and he fell in love with her, married her and defended her in his own shooting. The congressman couldn't have been more incorrect. Willow shot him twice in the back when that didn't kill him. She collaborated with Sidwell to drag him such that he is now unable to move or talk. It appears like he will be trapped like way for quite some time. Some thought that Jay would realize the folly of his voice after getting shot, but that didn't happen. If anything, it simply made him angrier and humor. The congressman tried to blame Michael for the shooting, left Ned to die while suffering a heart attack, blackmailed Alexis, and his tour from the Quist among other things. But this time may be different. A new Drew wasn't always a bad person. In fact, he used to be a pretty terrific man. The Drew of the previous several years was nothing like the man who first came to Port Charles. The significant differences became clear after he went to prison to save Carrie. And the key takeaway is that Anthony Garr's spouse Cloud June Gama and Cubar Old Tony singing David and presented a 1983 telethon performance from their house in Armistad. And now this footage played that Gary not as Luke but as Tony lose me and clearly in his element. Danola Huggies and admire Shaw comments with admiration, calling him so talented and what a performer and a winter morning in Amsterdam. Gary's husband Claude Gama said on Instagram, "Good morning to all from a winter Sunday in Amsterdam. The sun is bright and Max and I Kapari. I found several Devi ties in a box titled Tony Singing and this is what I found. Tony always enjoyed singing and did it all the time. Some of my greatest memories include being in the kitchen cooking while listening to Tony, Sarah and Max on the sofa and Finn so good. Others did not hold back. What a performer, wrote to one viewer. Another said he was truly too talented. The comments were filled with hearts, music notes and expression of gratitude, honor to care. Fans hear him again. So no today. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel without missing any update. See you soon again.